Yo, what's up? So happy to be doing another backtest lecture for you guys. I hope you've had a Merry Christmas, a Happy New Year, and in today I'm going to be doing a January 2025. Now, it is currently January 2026, but I'm thinking of doing a whole year so you can get a full overview on how I view the markets for a whole year. Now, just going to be starting off with January 2025, the first 2 weeks, and in the second video, part two, I'm going to be doing the second 2 weeks. So let's just hop straight into this, shall we? Now, looking at the news, January 2nd, we're starting on January 2nd because Wednesday, sorry, is January 1st and we don't trade bank holiday. Now, we have unemployment claims and final manufacturing PMI. Now, manufacturing PMI isn't a high probable news driver in my opinion. It does like to generate liquidity, i.e. accumulate before we actually come out with the news. So 8:30 news though, unemployment claims is a high probable news driver. So let's just see what we have price action wise. Now, on the 4 hour time frame, what do we see? We do see the external manipulation here. Price and rebalance is higher. Now, I'd like to see what is price going to do at this internal high now. Now, there's only one of two things we can do. Considering we've made this SMT here, what could price do? Price could respect the SMT, start to build bearish price action to take out these equal lows here, or we could maybe manipulate, then go higher if we displace above this high, or manipulate to then go lower. Now, let's just see what we do now on the 1 hour time frame. The SMT is starting to get respect and we start to see a displacement lower. Now, what am I going to be referring to? This internal low here. Now, on the 15-minute time frame, what do we see? 15-minute time frame, we do have the external SMT here, the rebalance into the 15-minute SIBI. Now, from this 15-minute SIBI here, what is price going to do? We do see the rebalance and displacement lower towards this internal low here. Now, we do have these relatively equal draw on liquidities. Now, this looks like an amazing draw on liquidity on the bearish side, so I can anticipate price to take them out at market open. Now, what do we see? On the 5-minute time frame, we see the rebalance into the 5-minute SIBI, a displacement lower. Now we're looking like we're going to take this internal low. Now I'd like to see what is price going to do once we take this internal low. Now on the 1-minute time frame, the external manipulation is holding the SIBI respect, displacement, rebalance. We make the internal manipulation on the 1-minute time frame, displacement lower away from what? Away from the 1-minute order block here. Now from the 1-minute order block, we do see displacement lower towards these lows. Now I'd like to see what is price going to do around these lows here. We do see displacement lower at market open. We take out the internal low and we edge the next low. Now, what is this a signature of? Considering we're manipulating lows multiple times, we made the internal manipulation, displaced away from the order block, made the internal manipulation again, telling us we are bearish. Now, we have clear draws and liquidity that we have just edged. We are most likely going to come revisit them very soon. Now, I want to see some kind of rebalance here for them price to go lower. So let's just see what we do. Okay, we move higher, we don't really see anything there. Okay, we're now rebalancing. Now, considering we have no PD arrays in this range, what am I going to be referring to? This range we've just put in. Now, what are we in right now? The 50% and OTE. Now, I want to see OTE get respected and a displacement through what? This 1-minute BISI, confirming to me that what? Bearish PD rays are holding, which is the order block and the manipulation, and the bullish PD rays are getting disrespected, i.e. the BISI. Now, I'd like to see this happen if we are truly bearish. Okay, so we do see displacement lower. This could be classified as an internal manipulation here. ES looks like it could be a high, but again, I'm just referring to the range here, considering we have no PD arrays in this range. So let's just see what we do. Okay, so we do see displacement through the BISI. I'd like to take this entry here. Stop loss above the wick that manipulated. Why? The wick that manipulated or rebalanced should be a protected wick if we are truly bearish to what? The external draw. Now I'm just going to take it to the 1-to-1. I could even target this external low. And you know what? I'm going to do that because we have equal lows. Now let's enter here. We've got 30 points. Just go 1 mini. Targeting this external draw here. Now what do we see? Displacement lower. Boom. TP here. Simple, simple, simple. Now, what did I go off here? Now, going back to the higher time frame, we have this high time frame manipulation. Now, if this high time frame manipulation is going to hold, we are not going to see a displacement above this high that rebalanced and this high that manipulated. Now, what do we see? We rebalance and displace low. We don't displace past the high, telling us what? The order block and the manipulation is holding. Now, what do we see? Market structure shift below these lows. We then see a displacement towards the draw on liquidity. Now, we see a rebalance just before market open, internal manipulation, displacement away from the manipulation and the order block we form on the 1 minute time frame. Also rebalancing into what? This 5-minute SIBI. Now, on the 1 minute time frame, we do see displacement lower, multiple manipulations lower, which is what? An algorithmic signature that price is going lower. Now, what do we see? A rebalance higher into what? Into OTE of the range and make an internal total soup. We then see a displacement lower, disrespecting the 1 minute BISI, targeting these external, well, internal equal lows or relatively equal lows. Now, it genuinely is that simple. Using the volatility of 930, you can catch an amazing entry in and out. Look, I was in and out within 1 minute there. Perfect. Perfect delivery, perfect trade. Nice. Anyway, on to the next day. Now, let's just get rid of all these drawings. So, on to the next day, which is the 3rd of January, ISM PMI. Now, we do have 10 a.m. news, which can be a lower probable news driver, and I'm going to tell you why. We usually like to accumulate from 9:30 to 10 a.m. for 10 a.m. to manipulate, then to displace to the drawn liquidity. This is what I said in my last video, and it does hold up, I'd say, about 60 to 70% of the time. Yes, that isn't a very high percentage. However, it can happen a lot. You can get manipulated. Then we run to your drawn liquidity, and you feel pretty stupid then because you've just been stopped out. Whereas you could have hit TP. Now, let's just see what we do on the high time frame. Now, considering we do look very bearish now, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows. We keep displacing lower. Now, what do we see? The internal manipulation. Now, what are we also seeing here? We have made equal lows here. Now, have we made S&T? No. We have equal lows on both pairs. Now, what is this telling us? We're super overextended. We do have this external manipulation, which could tell us we may come, if we don't respect this high and we do see a displacement high, we could come for these internal highs here. However, if this manipulation gets respected, we do see a displacement lower. What are we coming for? This range here. Now, 15-minute time frame, what do we see? We do see the internal manipulation now. Now, I want to see a displacement lower through the 15-minute BISI here to target these equal lows. Now, on the 5-minute time frame, what do we see? We do see the manipulation. I want to see this 5-minute BISI not hold and a displacement lower towards these internal lows. Now, on the 1-minute time frame, what do I see? On the 1-minute time frame, I do see the manipulation starting to hold here. The 1-minute order block is just getting accumulated around. We're not really disrespecting it just yet. Now, I want to see this order block hold and a displacement lower at market open if I'm going to take shorts. Now, what do we see? We do see the rebalance lower. Displacement higher. Now, what did I say? If we displace above this internal high here, what are we most likely going to do? Continue higher to the next draw on liquidity. Now, let's just see what price does. There you go. This is our sign that we are bullish. Why? Rebalance lower, displacement higher. Now, I want to see some kind of rebalance lower to take longs here. Probably going to be patient. Like I said, we have 10 a.m. news, so we're most likely not going to get the entry. Wow, that's some very clean delivery, but without nothing. There's no structure to formulate this. Only the respect to this high here, which just isn't enough for me. Okay, so we do see the rebalance into what? Into the 1-minute BISI here. Now, what am I going to be referring to? If we do see a displacement past this high, what are we confirming? That we are bullish. Why? Multiple manipulations higher. Not respecting the manipulations, telling us we are going to go higher. Now, again, we have these external high time frame highs. Now, I want to see what we're going to do at this internal high here, and then for this to be the next draw on liquidity. Now, all of these are relatively equal highs, low resistance liquidity. We are most likely going to come grab them to then go lower if we are truly bearish. Now, let's just see. So the BISI is getting respected. I want to see a displacement above this high here. Still nothing. ES is still stagnating. I want to see a displacement, true displacement. Okay, bit of a late entry, but that's okay. Ooh, right, I'm going to put my stop loss below the displacement candle, and I'll tell you why. If we're truly bearish, I don't want to see this BISI get overlapped to go lower. Then again, we do have this BISI here. Ideally, I would have wanted to take my entry here, stops below there, but we're just going to go with a riskier stop loss here just to be in and out. And if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. I could always put my stop loss below there and just target a 1-to-1. You know what? I think that's more permissible though. So, no, don't sell. So, what is this entry off? This is a clear-cut continuation day. What do we see? Rebalance low, displacement higher. Rebalance low, displacement higher. Market structure shift. Now, I want to see this market structure shift hold to then displace to the next draw on liquidity. So let's just see what we're doing. Also, this is also what? Disrespect of the 1 minute order block after the external manipulation. Now, I don't know if that was SMT or not. Yes, it was SMT. So I just want to see this not hold. I want to see just displacement. Okay, starting to accumulate. Okay, I'm going to go break even there. I don't want to see a rebalance lower. I want to see just straight displacement now. Holy fuck, break even. That's okay. We edge our drawn liquidity and we got break even there. That's fine. But there you go. This is why you go break even, because we're most likely going to hit my stop loss now for a deeper rebalance. Because considering we edge the drawn liquidity, you're most likely going to go lower for a deeper rebalance now. Most likely going to get stopped out. Yeah, there you go. There you go. That is why you protect your stop loss, because what do? We are super overextended without any manipulation telling us what we want: a deep rebalance before we take an external manipulation, an external high or low, that is. And we do see a strong displacement higher. This leaves a lot of orders unfilled. This leaves a massive gap in volume and in the market, telling us we are going to rebalance to it. Now, that is why I went break even there, because we literally edged my stop loss by what? 2 points. Fucking the Jews Jewed me out of 2 cents and we reversed. But yeah, that's fine. Protects my stop loss and we didn't take a loss. All good. Anyway, that valid thought process, but like I said, overextended. You've got to protect your capital when it comes to these things, because we love to reverse before we take the external draw on liquidity. Why? To generate liquidity to either go higher or lower. This is how we fake people out in the markets, because you get buyers who are like, oh, we're super close to drawing liquidity, let me long. And then you get stopped out for them price to go to the drawing liquidity afterwards. Then you feel stupid, but you've lost your money. So anyway, you're just contributing to the market at that point. That's why you have to protect your capital. Now, this is Monday, the 6th of January, 2025. Now, what are we looking at here? Again, PMI, another low probable news driver now. So no news Monday and PMI. I'm not really liking that. So let's just see what we are doing price action wise, because it doesn't always matter about the news. It matters what we are doing here. Now, there you go. What did I say? We were bullish, but we wanted to generate liquidity to then go higher again. Now, what do we see? We are super overextended to the upside, and we have made what? This external manipulation and rebalance into this hourly SIBI. Now, what do I want to be referring to? This internal low here, which we manipulated this low here, I think, with, or made equal lows. Equal lows, I think. And this internal high. Now, what do I want to see? If we do see a displacement above this high, respect the high, then displace higher, what are we looking at? If we're seeing this, market open, we're going to carry on bullish. Why? We're not respecting the manipulation. Now, if I do see this manipulation hold, or even get another internal manipulation here like this, then to build bearish price action, making some kind of market structure shift, we are going to go lower to rebalance this whole range. Because why? We are super overextended. This is what I call range theory here. Now, we are most likely, I'd say 80% of the time, if we are bearish, going to rebalance to at least the 50% of the range to then either build bullish price action to then go lower again, or build bullish price action to take the high to then go higher. So let's just see. It's all about rebalancing, which in quant terms is just filling orders. Anyway, we do see the rebalance lower there. We make equal lows. That's a very good sign of bearish price action here. Now, on the 5-minute time frame, what do we see? We do see the rebalance higher, respect of the manipulation. Now, I want to see this manipulation carry on getting respected to then displace lower. Now, on the 1-minute time frame, what do I see? I do see this manipulation holding. Yeah, this manipulation holding, which this is the order block. We then see the rebalance into the order block, displacement low, rebalance into the SIBI, displacement low, and now rebalancing higher again. Now, what do I want to see at market open if we are truly bearish? Maybe get an internal manipulation here, this high or even this high, but I don't want to see a displacement above this high here. Why? This would be invalidating the manipulation, telling us what? We are now bullish. Now, then I want to see some kind of SIBI disrespect here to build a bearish price action. So let's just see what we are going to do. Now, market opens, displaces higher. Now, what do I want to see? I don't want to see a displacement above this high here, but maybe some kind of internal manipulation. Okay, so we do manipulate the external high. Now, I don't want to see a displacement above it. If I do see a displacement above it, we are most likely what? Bullish. Okay. So there's the internal manipulation, displacement lower. Now, this is now the 1 minute order block here. This is no longer the order block. Why? We've just internally manipulated. Now, what do I want to see? This order block get respected and a displacement through what? The 1 minute BISI to rebalance of this range here. Okay, so we do see displacement through the order block. Now, this is telling me we are most likely bullish. Why? Rebalance low, displacement higher, multiple manipulations. We're displacing above the external manipulation here. Now, I've just got to be a bit patient here. Because again, it's a Monday with 9:45 PMI. I don't want to be too preemptive. Now, what do we see? We're seeing this order block getting disrespected here. I want to see this just continue higher, maybe get a rebalance lower, then displace higher again. I want to see some kind of PDRO form because we're just chopping right now. We're just chopping higher. I don't see anything as of now. Okay, so we are seeing a deeper rebalance lower now. I'd like to see what is price going to do in the 1 minute BISI here. If we do see the displacement through the 1 minute BISI, we're most likely going to come lower again. But if I do see the displacement away from the 1 minute BISI above this high, we're most likely going to go higher now. I believe we had this 1 minute SIBI here. I mean 1 hour SIBI here. I'd like to see where the fulfill area is. It's there. Okay. Could be looking to fulfill that SIBI there. So let's just see what price does. Okay, we're respecting the 1 minute BISI. Now I want to see displacement above this high here. This looks good to me. Bit of a late entry, but that's okay. To be honest, I wouldn't take this. And the reason why I wouldn't take this is because we're super overextended. I am confident on my draw on liquidity. I'm confident in the SIBI getting fulfilled here. But what I'm not confident about is this is unsponsored by manipulation. Wait, did we manipulate this low? Hang on. If we manipulate this low, I'm fine with this. Oh, okay. Look at that tiny, that is turtle soup in its finest there. So yeah, we manipulated the low, so I am happy taking this. Apart from the fact that we didn't really get any manipulation, but what we're respecting, the high, the BISI, we're disrespecting the SIBI with multiple manipulations. Now I kind of want to see this candle close here, but we might just continue higher. Okay. That is the importance of waiting for candle closure once we're super overextended, because we can easily fake people out. Again, like I said, people are longing to the high or whatever it is to then get stopped out, maybe get a deeper rebalance to then go higher again. So I'm most likely looking for a deeper rebalance now. And if I don't see that, then I'm fine with not taking a trade. Always another day. Now, what do we see? We do see this internal manipulation here. Now, from the total soup SMT, we're displacing away from the 1 minute order block. We do see displacement higher through the order block. Now, I want to see ES displaced through this high, then I can take a long. No. We're super high resistance right now. I just don't see anything. Internal manipulation, maybe if I see a displacement higher. Nah, this is terrible. We're just staying in what? A 50-point range. We're not really moving. ES is continuing higher while NQ is just dilly-dallying. Okay, yeah, no trades. That's fine. As you can see, this is why I did not trade. You can understand what price is doing by how the candles are moving. Now, if the candles are moving lethargically, we're not taking highs with speed and efficiency, and we're not closing above them. What are we doing? We are just going to chop. We're going to go sideways. You may as well just place your tool so it's going this way. But yeah, terrible price action, high resistance. Completely fine. Now, optimal trade entry would have probably been here, 933 on the displacement candle, stops below, but even then, it's unsponsored. So that's fine. No trades. And that is the best thing about capital preservation. Not taking a trade, there's no stress, you don't lose any money, you don't win any money, but a non-losing day is a winning day, in my opinion. So let's just see what we are doing now. Hourly time frame, what do we see? This is Tuesday the 7th of January. ISM PMI again and Jolt. Now, what did I say about 10 a.m. news? Most likely accumulate from 9:30 to 10 a.m. Then 10 a.m. give the actual move. Now, don't take this as gospel. Like I said, this only happens about 70% of the time, maybe 60, but it can happen and you've got to be aware of the scenarios. To be a trader, it takes critical thinking, and if you're able to assess every scenario that can happen, you can never lose, because you're ready to lose, if you get what I mean. Anyway, 50-minute time frame, what do we see? We do see the generation of all of these accumulated relatively equal lows. Now, what is this telling me? We are most likely bearish. Considering we made this internal manipulation, rebalance into the 50-minute CIBI, I want to see a straight displacement lower towards what? Towards the drawn liquidity now, which are the closest drawn liquidity are these equal lows here. Now, 5-minute time frame, what do we see? We do see the internal manipulation here, the 1-minute order block, not 1-minute order block, the order block starting to get respected. Now I want to see displacement below this low. ES is displacing above the high. Now we have made this internal SMT here. Now I want to see if this SMT is going to hold or not. Now on the 1-minute time frame, what do we see? We do see the internal manipulation, external manipulation. Now I want to see a displacement lower at market open to take out these internal lows here. Okay, wick higher. Okay, we're just accumulating. We do see displacement lower. Don't like that. Okay, we're just dilly-dallying. We're not really doing much. This is the 1-minute order block, by the way. We do disrespect this internal SMT. So, what is currently getting respected? The external manipulation, CIBI respect. Now, I want to see displacement lower. Maybe below this wick to target lower prices here. Now, I'm just going to go on the 1 second to get a good entry. Don't like those wicks. These are the times where you have to wait for either a good candle closure or a vast amount of displacement to actually confirm to you that we are going lower. Otherwise, you can get caught up in chop like this, or you can get wicked out. Now, this looks like a vast amount of displacement. Why? Rebalance displacement. This is off the manipulation rebalance displacement. Now, we're super close to this low, so what am I going to do? Wait. Never, 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 never short to a low or a high when you're this close. Short or long to a high or a low when you're this close. Why? We can easily do this. Easily, say you'll take profits down here. Say you take profits down here, right? Yes, we're going lower. Maybe we displace through the low. We then manipulate the low. The order block gets respected. You get stopped out. To then go lower again because we've rebalanced. Now that is called generation of liquidity. You are contributing to the market by doing that. All you've got to do is be patient, wait 1 more minute to see what we do at the low. Now, what could we do? Like I said, we could either manipulate to then rebalance higher, or we could displace through the low, respect the low, maybe a CIBI here, to then build bearish price action, make some kind of market structure shift to then go lower again. So let's just see what price does here. Okay, so now we've taken the low. What are we going to do at the low? Yes, we made this internal SMT. So I want to see what is the internal SMT going to hold for us. Now we do see the rebalance higher. Now I want to see what we're going to do in this 1-minute order block if we're going to create one. Still seeing a displacement lower. Look like a good entry, and that's why you've just got to be careful. Now we are just displacing towards these internal lows now. Just going to wait for a deeper rebalance here. 90% of the time we will get a deeper rebalance. Now, if we are very, very bearish, the volume's high, we might just flushly displace. Yeah, we are just flushly displacing. Now, in this case, it did work out, but it's always better to be edging on the side of carefulness, on the side of awareness, so you don't get stopped out, because what's the need of risking something when you know it may happen? Now, what do we see? We do see the external manipulation here, order block respect. Now, I want to see what are we going to do at this 1-minute CIBI here, and then specifically this 1-minute CIBI here. Now, why this 1-minute CIBI? Well, this aligns with a low. This also is the last CIBI in the leg. Now, what does this mean? Price loves to come to the last CIBI in the leg to generate as much liquidity as possible, to take out all these people who put stop losses here, 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 and then take out this CIBI here, fill these orders to then continue lower. Or if we displace through the CIBI, then we can take longs to the high. Now, let's just see what price does. Considering we've made this external manipulation, could anticipate a reversal. However, let's see what we do in the CIBIs. So we do see displacement higher. Now, what are we going to do in this last Sibby here and the order block? If you do see displacement through this, we're most likely bullish. Order block respect. Now I want to see displacement through this 1 minute BISI here. Just generate liquidity. We're not really doing much. Chopping about. Now I want to see displacement. Rebalance. Okay, we're disrespecting BISIs. We're respecting BISIs. Disrespecting Sibbies. We're not really doing much. We're just chopping. I don't like this. Now, what do we see? We do see the internal Tersel soup, internal SMT, rebalance into the order block. Now, if I do see a strong displacement below this low, I could take a short. But let's just see. Okay, we do see BISI disrespect there. Maybe get a rebalance displacement. That would be nice. There's a rebalance. Now I want to see displacement. There we go. That's my entry. Stop loss kind of chopped. I don't really know where to put the stop loss. The only protected stop, in my opinion, is that high there, and it's 40 points away. So we could either just go with a protected stop loss, have a massive stop loss and target a lot, which is kind of bad, or we can go with a risky stop loss. We could always trail. So let's just go with the protected stop loss for now. Anyway, what do I want to see? I want to see displacement lower. Now, what could we do here? We could respect a BISI here and then displace higher. So I've got to be very careful of this. I'm going to be very reluctant to not go break even if we do see displacement. Okay, there's my break even. I don't want to see price reverse now. Could just take it at the 50% of this order block. I'm wanting to take it the order block. I'm going to tell you why. This manipulation can easily hold from the order block to then reverse higher, generating liquidity. Now, I see this happen a lot, and that's why I'm just going to take it there. Could even get stopped out break even there. Okay, boom. We took the external draw, but that's fine. So what do we see? We do see the external manipulation. Now, we do displace all the way lower. Now, I could have taken the entry here, but we could have made internal SMT, maybe make an internal manipulation to then go lower. Now, the reason this works out is what? External manipulation. We then made internal manipulation, order block respect. We immediately displaced from the order block. Now, could have taken the entry on the candle closure, stops above the order block, targeting the equal lows because they were an amazing draw. But again, I just wanted to be edging on the side of caution. Now, what did I say? We're most likely going to make the manipulation reverse higher, respect the order block. We made an internal manipulation, displacement lower. Now, what do we see? Respect to the order block, respect to the manipulation, market structure shift, BISI disrespect. Now you enter on the BISI disrespect market structure shift, targeting the low we've just made. And boom. This worked out, and I'm going to tell you why, is because ES still hasn't taken these equal lows here, telling us what? We edge the lows, we are most likely going to come back to take them to generate liquidity to either go higher or lower. Simple stuff. This is how I understand where the market wants to go. This is how I top and bottom tick, is because I understand where equal lows lie and where the most liquidity lies. Now, this only comes through market experience, and I'm showing you this now. This only comes through market experience, and you just need to understand and get that discretion from hours and hours of backtesting and live trading. So yeah, that was the entry from the external, internal manipulation, order block respect, market structure shift, BISI disrespect, targeting the order block there. Simple stuff. Now, next day, Wednesday, the 8th of January. Still got a week to go. So, Wednesday, the 8th of January, what is the news? What do we see? We do see unemployment claims here. We have FOMC meeting minutes. Now, what is this telling us? Unemployment claims, high probable news driver. Non-farm employment change, another high probable news driver. Now, what am I thinking here? FOMC minutes, low probable news driver. And why is that? We're most likely going to generate liquidity to then displace at FOMC, which is 2 p.m. because Powell speaks then, we're generating liquidity to then take out external draws. Now let's just see what we do on the high time frame. Now, we do see multiple manipulations lower off of what? The internal manipulation, displacement, multiple manipulations. We're now rebalancing into what? This hourly Sibby here. Now, from the hourly Sibby, there's only one of two things we could do. We could either, one, displace through the Sibby here, rebalance into the high, then to displace higher, or we could, two, respect the Sibby, displace lower, maybe disrespect some kind of bullish PD array here, make a market structure shift, continue lower. Now, I am thinking we are most likely micro bullish to go macro bearish, which means we're most likely going to generate some liquidity to then go lower, or respect the SIBI to then go lower, maybe go higher to then go lower. That's what I'm thinking right now. Now, doesn't mean I'm right, just means that's what I am currently seeing. Now, 15-minute time frame, it's just an absolute chop fest. But what am I going to be referring to? This 15-minute BISI here. 5-minute time frame, what do we see? We do see the equal highs on ES and NQ. This is a good sign. We could maybe manipulate them to then go lower again. So let's just see what price is going to do there. Just going to check we haven't manipulated them already on ES. No. Okay. Now, 1-minute time frame, what do we see? We're just accumulating high. Now, I want to see some kind of manipulation here or here. Our market open. Why? I want to see what we are going to do in this range here. We're going to manipulate, respect, displace, or we're going to manipulate, reverse, or we're going to manipulate, respect, displace, or we're going to manipulate and reverse higher. There's only 4 things we can do here, so let's just see what we do. Always think about all the logical possibilities, then you are not setting yourself up for failure. We edge a draw on liquidity there. We do see displacement higher. Now I want to see this, if we are truly bearish, maybe get an internal manipulation then displace lower. Or if we just see straight displacement lower, could take that there. But considering we've made no manipulation here, we've just rebalanced, I'm most likely looking for a displacement lower. Now, what have we done here? I just realized we've made the SMT here. Now, I want to see, is this SMT going to hold or not? The SMT, the order block is where? The order block's here. That's the order block there. Okay. So we're just chopping around. We're not really seeing much. We do see the internal manipulation here. Order block respect, displacement lower, multiple manipulations low, disrespect to the SMT at the low. Now we look very bearish to me. What is an extra on liquidity? In my opinion, this 5-minute BISI here. Now I want to see, what are we going to do at this internal low here? Let's just see, shall we? Okay. So we come to the 5-minute, actually we haven't actually tapped the 5-minute BISI just yet. We respect the manipulation, we start to move higher. Now, what are we seeing? I want to see this range get respected and the displacement lower. Okay, we're respecting a range right now. I believe it's a 50%. Nice. Now I want to see straight displacement lower. Now, this isn't very confirmed. Yes, we did make this internal manipulation here, but that's about it. What are we going off? Manipulation, rebalance. I mean, there's not enough PD rays in my opinion, so let's just see what we do from here. Could get a deeper rebalance, maybe an internal manipulation. Okay. Not really doing much. There's an internal manipulation. And I want to see what we do at these highs. Okay. So we edge this high on ES, but we get strong displacement lower. Now, like I said before, the backbone of this model is understanding how candles move. Now, displacement is the #1 key aspect in this model here. Now, displacement tells you the direction we are going in. And if we are displacing to one side after a manipulation or rebalance, what are we doing? Most likely going lower. Now, I do want to see more displacement, to be honest, because look at this range. 5 minutes looking terrible. So let's just see what we do here. Did look like a good short, but I missed it, so that's okay. Now, what do? We make the internal manipulation here, rebalance into the 5-minute. Now, what am I going to be referring to? This 1-minute SIBI here. We rebalance into the 1-minute SIBI. Now, I want to see immediate displacement away for truly bearish. Not really seeing that. We're just accumulating. Now, I want to see displacement through this wick lower. Because what have we done? Internally manipulated displacement, rebalance. Now I want to see displacement because we still have draws and liquidity low. We haven't made any external manipulation yet on ES or NQ, which is telling me we still want to go lower. Now we are about to make an SMT, but in my opinion, it's not going to hold. Why? We are macro bearish. So let's just see what we do. I want to see displacement through this wick lower. Internal change in a state delivery. Not seeing anything, maybe get an internal manipulation here. Okay, so we're chopping about, but boom, there we go. There's the internal manipulation here. Now, considering this is all chop, we then made an internal manipulation. What is price going to do here? Because, like I said, what are we going to do in FOMC meeting minutes? We are going to chop around, generate liquidity to then go to the draw on liquidity. Now, this is all generation of liquidity here. This is generating liquidity, stopping people out here, stopping people out there, stopping people out here, stopping people out there. We're edging draws. which is stopping people out because they're longing to say this high or this low. They get stopped out, reversed on. Long to this high, stopped out, reversed on. You've got to understand where retail traders are buying and selling to understand where is price going to go. Now, we see the external manipulation. We've made total soup SMT rebalance into the SIBI. Now, what are we going to do from here? Most likely reverse. So let's just see what we do, considering we've generated all these lows here. I want to see the order block get respect, then a displacement lower. Okay, there's a 1 minute order block. Now I want to see straight displacement lower. If I do see that, I am in there, stops above the manipulation. Nothing just yet. Maybe get a rebalance. Now if I see displacement below this wick low, I'm going to take this entry here. Considering ES has made this internal manipulation here, this looks good. So let's just see what we do. Boom, there is my entry. Now, why am I taking this entry? Let me explain this to you. Let me just put my stop in a protected area. Now, why am I taking this entry? Understand narrative, right? Generation of liquidity. 2 p.m. FOMC meeting minutes. We are going to generate liquidity. We then make an internal manipulation, displace higher to an external high, rebalancing into a PD ray, respecting an order block from that manipulation, disrespecting a bullish PD ray, which is a BISI. Now we're displacing lower. I want to see this continue to take out the draws we have edged. Now let's just see what we do. 40-point stop loss, I'm going to go 1 minute. So let's just see what we do here. Now I want to see straight displacement lower. I might click on the right button. Okay, now I want to see just straight displacement. I'm not going to go break even just yet. Okay, let's see. Okay, now I'm break even. Why? We've got a nice amount of displacement lower. Boom. Oh, fuck. Let's go back to my TP, please. Okay, boom. Could have even targeted these external lows here, but I'm not greedy. I want to be in and out. Don't have to get the full move the whole time, but there you go. Perfect. Why? Generation of liquidity. Manipulation, displacement. This is a simple AMD model. Accumulation, manipulation, displacement. Understand where the drawn liquidity is and understand where retail traders are buying and selling. You will master the market. It really is that simple. Understand where liquidity lies, specifically a lot of liquidity, then you will know where the market wants to go. Now, I guarantee you these lows are going to get taken. Because why? Because we are coming to these equal lows here. We are going to generate liquidity. Now, they may not get taken now, but they may get taken in the future. Oh, holy Jewish reversal. Okay, there you go, boom. We got taken in the end. Internal manipulation, displacement. Again, accumulation, manipulation, displacement. Simple AMD model. Now, like I said, it's FOMC meeting minutes. We're most likely going to accumulate before distributing. Now, there you go. All these draws get taken, and I marked them out before I saw any of this. Simple understanding of where liquidity lies. Now, there you go. And that's without a volume indicator. That's without anything but candlesticks. Having the discretion to be able to see it will help you in the long run. Now, that is only built from a lot of backtesting and a lot of live trading. Now, on to the next day. Thursday, the 9th of January. Let's see what we are doing. No news. Now, Thursday no news are usually good, but what is this Thursday? This is the Thursday before NFP. Now, Thursday before NFP is usually rubbish, especially if we don't have any high impact news. So I can anticipate this day to be an accumulative day. So let's just see what price does. Hourly time frame. It looks like pure shit. That looks like a barcode, genuinely. Doesn't look good. So we're just going to have to dissect the lower time frame here. But what am I looking at right now? We have made equal highs on ES and NQ there, which is telling me we're most likely going to come higher, maybe manipulate to then go lower. Why? Equal low, relatively equal low, relatively equal low. This looks like a perfect draw on liquidity to me. Now, could definitely come higher, maybe generate liquidity up here to then go lower again, but I'm confident we are bearish high time frame. Now, what do we see on the 15-minute time frame? Edge of drawn liquidity, move lower. Now, what do we see? Internal manipulation, BISI respect, 15-minute BISI respect in particular, and start to move higher. Now I want to see what we're going to do in this SIBI here. Now on a 5-minute time frame, we do see the 5-minute SIBI here. Now I want to see this 5-minute SIBI get respected and a displacement lower to target these lows here. maybe even generate liquidity to then go higher, I mean lower, considering we have generated these equal highs here. Now, could always respect the order block here because we did make this internal total soup SMT. Now, 1 minute time frame, what do we see? We do see the rebalance into the 5 minute SIBI. We are just moving higher now. What I want to see, is this order block going to hold? Is this SIBI going to hold? If we do so, displace below this low, we're most likely going to go lower. Now, what am I seeing here? A load of gaps, which is telling me what? We have low volume. This is the day before NFP as well, so this is, you know, this is standard. So let's just see what we do market open. What the hell was that? Let me just refresh the page because I have no idea what we just did there. Technical difficulties. Cue the music. Anyway, what do we see? We do see the rebalance higher. Market open. Oh, we're on the 5 minute. Just realised. Do you see the rebalance higher at market open? Now we're literally just accumulating. Wait, what? 926. 602. Am I bugging? What is this? Right, okay. Probably just an FX replay error. Maybe that thing that just happened. Yeah, okay. Let's trade it anyway. Okay, so we do see the rebalance higher. 5 minute CIVs getting respected. We are seeing a displacement lower. Now, where is my next draw on liquidity? These equal lows here. Now, I want to see a straight displacement lower, maybe below this wick here. Could take this wick, rebalance displace, but if we are just seeing the displacement continue lower, I'm just going to enter there. Why? We're respecting a CIVI, respecting a manipulation, displacement lower. I want to see market structure shift to target all of these equal lows here. So let's just see what price does. Now, I want to see a good closure below this low. Okay, fine. Missed the entry. That's okay. We're just going to put our stop loss above the displacement candle. Could target this external draw here, actually. Okay, so actually I'm going to put my stop loss above here. It's more protected. Why? We can anticipate price to do what? Take this low, rebalance higher into the CIBI, maybe even this range here to build bearish price action. Now, what do I want to see when we take this low? I want to see a straight displacement lower to take out the external draw on liquidity we have marked out. So let's just see. ES looks very nice as well, displacing through lows. Made SMT? No. Okay, so I'm going to enter there. 24 points, go 2 minis. We've got the buffer for it. Yes. So let's just see what we do here. So I want to see straight displacement below this low, like I said. Okay, we're just rebalancing higher. Could definitely make some kind of internal manipulation here. Now, I've got to be very careful of that. Holy chop. Okay. Now, what do I want to see? I don't want to see this high getting revisited, so I'm trailing my stop loss. If we start chopping around my break-even point, I'm going to put my stop loss back because this just looks terrible. PA-wise. Okay, so now I've trailed my stop loss here. We de-risked 50%. Now I want to see a straight displacement low to the drawn liquidity. The reason why I'm not going break-even yet, what are we doing? We're just chopping about. We're not having straight displacement. If I saw 2 more of these candles here, break even instantly. I probably would have even trailed my stop loss above the displacement candle, but what are we doing? We're just chopping about. Could easily come back to my break even point to then go lower. Have we made any SMT? No. So I'm still confident on this draw on liquidity here, but the volume is just looking terrible. Still displacing lower. I'm like fast forward this. Elevator music on. Okay, boom, TB here. Okay, I was about to trail my stop loss to this high here, but that's perfect. So what do we see here? It's literally just clear-cut continuation. We make internal manipulation, displacement lower, rebalance into a 5-minute CIBI. We then see immediate displacement lower. Now from the 5-minute CIBI, what do we see? Internal market structure shift, rebalance higher, displacement lower, targeting the external draw on liquidity. Perfect. So yeah, let's just see what price is going to do tomorrow. It is, fucking hell, Friday the 10th of January. Big ass candle. How big was that? 200 points. Okay. So what do we see? Oh yeah, NFP. That's why. So we have unemployment rate and NFP. But what have we got to be careful of? Consumer sentiment and prelim. Now, what are these 2 news drivers? A low probable news drivers. If we have prelim without NFP, don't even bother trading it. You will get manipulated. It is a terrible, 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 terrible news driver. Now, what I noticed about NFP, the best entry will come near or after 9.50. So always take that into account when you're trading NFP. Now, what do we see? Do you see internal manipulation here? So from the internal manipulation here, we do see multiple manipulations lower, which is what? An algorithmic signature that we're going to go low. We have a clear draw on liquidity in mind, a clear manipulation. Now I want to see the manipulation hold and a displacement lower. Now let's just see what price does. We do see the internal manipulation here, rebalance higher, displacement lower, multiple manipulations. Now what are we doing? Rebalancing into the SIBI here. Now I want to see, what is this SIBI going to do here? It's just looking not so good. Now, on the 1 minute time frame, considering we have this massive displacement, I'm not going to be referring to the higher time frame because it's pretty much useless. Now, what do we see? We do see technically an internal manipulation here, displacement lower. We're starting to rebalance higher. Now, what do I want to see? I want to see a displacement below this low here to target these internal lows here. Now, I'm going to be really careful because NFP are hit and miss, especially because we have prelim. Prelim is terrible. Just never trade it. Heed my words. Anyway, let's just see what we do. Could possibly rebalance higher, maybe even to the 50% of the SIBI, respect this manipulation to then make a market structure shift to then build a bearish price action. Or if we do see the displacement above this internal high here, maybe get a rebalance into this internal high, then displace higher. We could target this internal high up here. Now, I've got to be careful of this. Now, if I'm taking a long, this is very risky. Why? It is unsponsored. Yes, we do have this tiny internal manipulation here. But what have we got? This low untouched. If we manipulate this low, I'd be all in for longs, but we haven't. We have clear draws and liquidity low, which is telling me price is most likely going to go lower. So let's just see what we do here. We do see the internal manipulation here, displacement lower. Now I'd like to see this 1 minute BISI hold and this order block hold, the BISI to get disrespected, sorry, and the order block to hold to then go lower, making a market structure shift. So let's just see what we do. Ooh, that looks very nice. Now we do see the rebalance into the order block there. Price is displacing away from the order block here, so I want to see displacement through the low. Okay, I could even take that entry there if I'm being completely honest. Whew, big ass stop loss. I don't like that. Would have liked to take the entry there, but that's okay. I'm going to take the entry here, targeting this internal low here. Now, what is this entry based off of? The rebalance into the SIBI, internal manipulation, BISI disrespect, order block respect, market structure shift. We've already got the external manipulation, internal manipulation, rebalance displacement, multiple manipulations. We've got clear draw on liquidity, a safe stop loss because this is the stop loss above the manipulation, which shouldn't get manipulated once more. If we are truly bearish, we should also see the take profit is good because we still have draws on liquidity lower. So let's just see what we do. 60 points go 1 minute. So I want to see just straight displacement lower now. Be careful of SMT. Ooh, that does not look nice. Ooh, that does not look nice. Now, if this stop loss doesn't get, if this order block holds, I'm fine. But if this order block does not hold, I am done. So let's just see. This is the power of not going break even too early, by the way. If I got break even, I would have got fucked to then price displays to my draw on liquidity. Boom. Boom, TP hit. This is off what? This is off of the external manipulation, displacement, rebalance, internal manipulation, SIBI respect, order block respect, BISI disrespect, market structure shift. How many confluence is that? That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of the rebalance. Boom. 8, including the equal lows. Now, these are most likely going to get met, or they could get edged to then go higher, then go lower again, generating liquidity. And that's what I always see. Now, let's just see if that happens or not, just for your guys' discretion. Okay, boom, there you go. We get edged, rebalance, displace. Now, we could even edge this external draw, go higher to then go lower. Okay, but that was a perfect trade. But yeah, again, get the piece of the pie, get out. Why would you want extra stress? If you saw this, you went break even. That's crazy. And then you see it displaced to this, you feel like crap. But you've got your money. You got your 60 points, by the way, doing this. You got a band on how many accounts you got. Just get out. It's just not worth the risk. You've made more than any other job in the world, so just get out. Anyway, Monday, the 13th of January. Now we're rocking with a 100% win rate right now. So let's just be careful today because it's no news Monday and I can anticipate price to be shit, especially because we have PPI tomorrow, so we could definitely be accumulative to generate liquidity. Now, hourly time frame, what do we see? Hourly time frame, rebalance into the SIBI displacement low. We look hella bearish. Now, what do I want to see? I want to see displacement lower towards the drawn liquidity here. Considering we are super overextended though, could maybe anticipate a rebalance, but I don't see it. Now, we made SMT there. Okay, so yeah, perfect. So we did make internal SMT, displacement away from the SIBI, market structure shift below this low. Now it looks like we're coming for these internal lows. This does look really clear, but usually on the clearest of days, usually the worst. Why? Easy generation of liquidity. It's easy to take people out. Now, what do we see? We do see the internal SMT displacement low. We do see the market structure shift rebalance into the 5 minute SIBI, sorry. So from the 5 minute SIBI, we do see multiple manipulations. Now, where does the next drawn liquidity look to be? This internal low here. Now, this looks really clean in my opinion, but got to be careful. Now, 1 minute SIBI respect, displacement lower, market structure shift. Now, what do I want to see at market open? Maybe a rebalance into the SIBI to then go lower. So let's just see what we do. Go off the 1 minute. Just check this again. We are in a 5 minute SIBI right now, so we've just got to be careful of that, especially because it's the last 5 minute SIBI in the range. So let's just see what we do. Do you see the rebalance into the SIBI displacement lower? Now, considering we're so close on ES, I'll probably just wait for ES to take the low. Or not. That looked really good there, but it's too late. Again, we're just chopping. We're not really doing much. No news Monday before PPI. Okay, that was nice. What do we see? Internal rebalance, displacement, clear bearish price action. Now, I want to see what we're going to do at this internal low here. Ooh. Okay, respecting the low, rebalance into the SIBI. Now, what are we going to do at the 1 minute SIBI? Considering ES still hasn't taken this low, if we do see a displacement lower again, we are most likely bearish. Why? ES hasn't taken the low, we've edged on liquidity, we're most likely going to come back, generate liquidity to then go higher again. So let's just see what we do. Holy shit, that is pure generation of liquidity there. Edge the external draw to then displace higher. Now, what do I want to see now? I want to see some kind of internal manipulation. Boom, there's the internal manipulation. This is generation of liquidity. Now, I want to see displacement lower. If we are going to take this entry. Okay, so we do see rebalance, internal manipulation. I want to see displacement. Through what? Through this BISI here, this massive BISI. Oh my gosh. May as well just short at the bottom. Rebalance into the SIBI. So this 1 minute SIBI is still getting respected here. Now, what do I want to see? If we are truly bearish, I want to see the order block get respected, a SIBI to get respected. Now, I want to see a displacement low, disrespecting this low, disrespecting the 50%, getting a closure there, maybe get a rebalance to then displace the external drawn liquidity, considering ES still hasn't taken any of them. So let's just see what price does. Rebalance into the SIBI. Still not doing anything. Nah. Looks like we're going to take an external draw to then go lower. See what we do. Displacement higher. We then we edge a draw there. I wouldn't want to take a short without taking that high now, considering we've edged it. This is looking terrible. Okay, so there's a manipulation now. I want to see if this manipulation holds. I want to see displacement lower. Now, ES is super close to those draws there, so we could easily just continue higher from here. At this point, I wouldn't take a trade. I'd rather just watch price play out and get the discretionary benefits from it. Still displacing lower. Rebalance. Now, if this SIBI holds, we do see displacement lower. Could be looking for these lows here. But right now we're just range bound. I don't really see it. Okay, so that looked like a really good entry. Rebalance displacement, you enter there. Stops above the high, targeting these internal lows here. So let's just see what that price does. Holy yeah, this is what I mean. When we're accumulative, we're most likely just going to generate liquidity to then go to the external draw. Now, the reason why I said we're most likely going to go higher is because ES was super close to these highs here. Now, looked like a perfect draw on liquidity for ES. So We may manipulate those to then go low, but it's way too late now, 10:48. So, perfect. New News Monday, we skip them. We don't usually skip them, but when we have a high impact like PPI or CPI or NFP, the day after, skip them. It's not worth it because we're most likely going to generate liquidity for you to get manipulated to then take out the external draw at either PPI or CPI when we displace with this big ass candle. So let's just see what we are doing on the high time frame now. It is PPI. Do we have anything else? No. PPI 830. Now, what do we see? We do see the internal manipulation here. We have made this gap, rebalance into the gap and displaced higher. Now, what are we going to do from this high here and this low here? I want to see, and we do have this hourly SIBI here as well. Now, I want to see on the lower time frame what we're doing because I can't really gather much from the hourly. Now, internal manipulation, we've rebalanced into the manipulation, rebalance low. Rebalance high now, it looks like could be coming for an internal manipulation to then go lower again. This internal low looks to be the drawn liquidity. Now, what could I see here? What are the possible scenarios that could happen? Either one, come higher, just go on the path, come higher, manipulate, then to respect the manipulation to then go lower. Or we come higher, displace past the high, respect the high, make some kind of market structure shift, disrespecting bearish PD raise to then come higher again. So let's just see what price does here. I'm leaning towards a manipulation displacement or even just a rebalance displacement respecting the order block. Let's just see what we do. 5-minute time frame. We're just rebalancing higher into the order block. We're not really doing much. Now, what am I going to be referring to? These internal lows here and this internal high here. These are going to be my pivot points if we do manipulate either of them. Now, 1-minute time frame, what do we see? We are rebalancing into this 1-minute SIBI here. Price respected the 1-minute order block here. Now from the 1-minute order block respect, rebalance into the SIBI. I want to see the SIBI get respected here, or even the rebalance into the order block, but I don't want to see a closure above this low. Now, like I said, if we do see the closure above this low, closure above the high, I do want to see a displacement, rebalance displacement to then carry on building bullish price action, because if we do see the closure, we are disrespecting the manipulation, telling us what? We are no longer bearish. So let's just see what we do. Now, my conviction for bearish price action is high, considering of our drawn liquidities and the manipulation. So let's just see what we do. There's manipulation, rebalance, and displacement. Now, just for the extra confirmation, I want to see what we do with these internal lows. Considering we're super close, I don't want to get caught up on S&T. So let's just see what we do. Okay, so we internally manipulate the low. Now, if we respect the low, maybe respect the SIBI, then displace lower, could target the external draw here. Okay, rebalance into the SIBI now. I want to see the SIBI hold to then go lower. Nope. Okay, could make an internal manipulation here. Okay, we're still displacing now. What did I say? I don't want to see the closure above this high if we're truly bearish, because, well, if we're bearish. If I do see the closure, we are bullish. It's that simple. Okay, so we rebalance into the order block, make an internal manipulation now. I want to see this order block get respected to then go lower. That does not look good. Okay, now I want to see displacement through this internal wick. Then I can get a good stop loss above this high that should be protected. No, we're manipulating lows multiple times, manipulating highs multiple times here. This just doesn't look too good. Now I want to see a good amount of displacement to actually confirm to me we are bearish, but if not, I just don't really see anything. Ooh, okay, I kind of missed the entry there. We do see the displacement through the BISI here. Now, I could take an entry here, but I want to see what we're going to do at the closure. This looks really good. Now, I have missed the optimal entry here, and I'll tell you why the optimal entry was here. Make an internal manipulation, external manipulation, order block respect, market structure shift below this wick here, targeting either the internal low here or the BISI, but could take an entry here, but it's just super late. This is clearly the drawn liquidity, but I don't want to get chopped up here. Yeah, that's what I mean. Nice day. Rather just miss it though. It's not worth getting chopped up, because if I entered here, where would my stop loss be to be protected? You enter here. Here maybe. Protected stop loss up here or even up here. And I'm not getting 70 points. I mean, I could, but it's unlikely. So, good day, but it's better to preserve your capital, because what the fuck is this? We're not actually respecting manipulation with speed and efficiency. We're just chopping about, then respecting. So when you're seeing this, it's a sign that we're just not gonna win, kind of gonna be shit. And this was good delivery, but you just never know what's gonna happen. So rather just skip the day. I had a clear draw on liquidity in mind and it got met, but I'd rather just not take it. Now, CPI day. What does this mean? CPI day. This means we are most likely going to see a continuation in the direction the CPI candle went. Now, in my backtesting data, shows me that CPI is one of the most high probable continuation days. Now, just wait for the continuation. Don't force it, but wait. You are 80% going to see a continuation of the candle that we've seen go higher. So let's say we're most likely going to see a bullish continuation. Now, this is only through my backtesting data. This doesn't mean it's gospel. It means this is what I think. Take it as you will, and we'll see what happens. Maybe we could get a reversal there, I don't know. So, hourly time frame. Like I said, PPI, CPI, it's not really worth going on a high time frame. Why? We've just got this massive range here that's imbalanced. Now, yes, we could come lower to it, but we have a clear draw on liquidity here. But we have made SMT, so we actually could be seeing a reversal here. Okay. So from the SMT, we start to move lower, but we don't really see much. Now, 50-minute time frame, we're starting to move lower, respecting the order block. Now, we could be looking to either rebalance to the 50% of the BISI here, or even fulfill it. 5-minute time frame, we are rebalancing to this 5-minute BISI. Now, I want to see a displacement higher for truly bullish. But apart from that, I'm not really seeing much. Could maybe make an internal manipulation here to then go higher, but we are manipulating lows multiple times. This does look quite bearish. Now, considering what I just said, let's just see what happens. Because in my opinion, CPI days are very high probable continuation days. That's what I've just seen through my backtesting data. I got like a 70 or 80% chance of that happening, but let's just see what we do there. We do see rebalance higher, and I want to see maybe you get an internal manipulation to then go higher. Maybe respect the 1-minute BISI here. Let's just see what price does. Okay, we do see displacement there. Internal SMT, start to move lower, make it the internal manipulation here. We rebalance into the 1-minute BISI. Just chopping. Now, I want to see what we do at this internal high here, because we have disrespected what? The unopened 1-minute SIBI here. We're starting to displace higher. Now, I want to see this happen here. If I do see the rebalance, maybe get an internal manipulation here to then displace lower, we are bearish. But considering we've made the internal manipulation, we're not getting respected. We made the internal SMT, it's not getting respected. If we do see this high get manipulated, respect of it, then displacement higher could definitely anticipate price to go higher. So let's just see what we do. Okay, boom, there's my entry. Late entry for sure, but we're going to go with it because I have got high conviction here. I really don't like that TP. Why? It's in an order block, and we can always just get manipulated inside of order blocks here. But my conviction's high to take out this external high, so I'm going to take it. I'm going to take it. Now, this is off what? Internal manipulation, BISI respect, SIBI disrespect, order block disrespect, SMT disrespect. We're now disrespecting the SIBI here. Now, I want to see displacement higher. I could have waited for the closure above the SIBI. Now, this would have been smart, but I've already entered, so let's just see what happens. Don't like that. Don't like that at all. Now, if I don't see a displacement above this high, I'm fucked. Yeah, I got stopped. Okay, yeah. No way. Okay. So yeah, I got stopped there. That's fine. Just too preemptive. That's fine. Just get a stop loss there. So where did I go wrong here? I said it. I literally said it just as I was taking the entry. Should have waited for candle closure above the SIBI. When you're trying to long inside of SIBIs or short inside of BISIs, you are setting yourself up for failure. Now, what have I done here? I've just set myself up for failure. What did I do? Try to long inside of a SIBI. Now, if I waited 1 minute, just 1 minute, and I always preach this to people who are unprofitable, wait that 1 minute, just a 1 minute rule. Wait 1 minute when you want to take your entry. Maybe you get a lower RR. What does it matter? You have confirmed your entry then. Now, since I was so preemptive and I was so confident on the draw on liquidity, I blindsided myself. I took the entry to then get stopped out, to then price respect the manipulation and run higher. It's okay. We move. We move. You learn. You learn from your mistakes, and that's okay. But yeah, that was one loss out of I don't know how much. Anyway, we got 6,200 PnL in the first 2 weeks, so let's just see how we did. Now, 71% win rate. 5 wins, 2 losses. Oh, wait, does it count as a break even? The break even's a loss. Oh, $15. Okay, whatever. Okay, that's fine. Well, I didn't get a 70% win rate. I got like a 80 something. It's a break even. I didn't actually mean to take a $15 loss. So yeah, perfect. Anyway, great day. Great 2 weeks actually. Just the last day was kind of rubbish, but apart from that, perfect week in my opinion. So yeah, if you have any questions, just drop it in the comments. Feel free to DM me. It will all be down below, links down below for my Instagram and Krishna's Instagram, which is my partner. Now, apart from that, hope you have a blessed New Year's, and yeah, I hope you learned something from this backtesting lecture. Anyway, have a good New Year's, and I'll see you in the next 2 weeks.